Alright, so this is Retro VR Arcade, or possibly it's called Arcade Time Capsule, I'm not really sure. The icon on my desktop says Retro VR Arcade, but when you go to the Discord it says Arcade Time Capsule. So this is a full arcade, virtual arcade in VR. This is made in Unreal Engine 4, and this is made by basically one guy. So a few years ago, I heard of this program called New Retro Arcade Neon. That one's a little more mainstream. You can find it on Steam. But the guy that modeled a lot of the arcade machines in that program is the guy that makes this. So I'll have a link to the Discord page in the description. That'll have all your links to the manual, to the download. It's about an 8 gigabyte download. And it's basically just a zip file that you will unzip and run the exe file. That's it. You're in. You're ready to go. It's super simple. Seems to run very well. Loads up very quickly. And as you can see, you can look around. You see all these arcades running their attract mode, and that out of the box will work. You don't have to download the ROMs if you just want to see the arcades going through their attract mode. But if you want to play the games, of course, you can play these. You will need the ROM, the corresponding ROM file in the ROM directory. In the manual, it will show you exactly what the file names have to be for each game. So in the case of Popeye here, it's just popeye.zip, and that has all the the ROM files that MAME needs. This is basically just running MAME in the background. And so as you can see, I'm playing Popeye here. Actually, I'm just using my 8-bit DOE SN30 Pro Bluetooth controller, and that just worked out of the box without any setup. You've got to basically walk up to the arcade cabinet you want to play, pretend like you're grabbing the coin box, and that'll start the emulation, because again, it's just playing the attract mode, basically just a video file by default. But when you walk up to a game, grab the coin box, that'll switch it over to the actual ROM running in MAME. And yeah, it just works. Again, I'm using a control pad, but if you had some sort of like joystick, people make custom joysticks or whatever that you can plug into USB, that would be ideal. Having it feel like you're using an arcade joystick and arcade buttons in your hand while you're playing this in VR would be pretty surreal. There's multiple floors or rooms, if you will, in this program with multiple, different games in each room. So I'll show you a different room here, and I'll give you a look at some of these arcade machines here. But I'm not going to show you all the rooms. If you want to explore this for yourself and see what games are in the other rooms, I'll let you do that on your own. Again, link in the description. Give it a try. It's not super... Like, when I first saw this, I was like, oh my god, like, you're going to need a killer GPU to run this. But they only recommend a GTX 1080 Ti. I'm running this on my RX 6750 XT just fine, so like a mid-range GPU should be fine. They do say you need 32 gigs of RAM, though. I believe that was a requirement, not a recommendation. But if you have 16 gigs of RAM, give it a try. Maybe it will run fine. Might just be a little bit choppy. Maybe it won't run at all. I'm not sure. I have 32 gigs of RAM, so if you've got 16 and it runs, let me know. But yeah, that's it. See you guys later.